Neya, why don't you take me through the last couple of years that really kind of brought you to this point?
Right. Well, I had seen information online for some people that had done like cervical care, chiropractic care. I had my ear surgery, the shunt or the in about 2018, I want to say.
Sure.
19. And it wasn't working, so I looked up and some people were doing chiropractic care, upper cervical especially, so I went and did that for quite a few months. It wasn't helping. I was really honest with him and said it wasn't helping me, even though he had success with other patients with Meniere's. And I actually thought that was it for me. I wasn't going to be able to find anything else.
Sure.
Because I had done the gentamicin drops with my ENT. I did the ear surgery, I did the upper cervical, and I thought, there's nothing else for me. And then I was doing an online search a month or so ago, and I thought, every now and then I thought I'll just try to see if they figured out something, because everything is not sure. They're not sure about whether you have Meniere's. You have to go through this process of elimination, and I thought, well, maybe someone's doing a study and they're figuring something out. So I would check every so often, and your video popped up, and I thought, this never ever came up before. I saw the regular old stuff, again, the people with the diets, changing the diets, going to cervical care stuff, and I thought, never this. This is the strangest thing. And so the very first video was a gentleman, he had the pain in his neck or something in his jaw, and I thought, I have some of those symptoms. Is this for real? I was pretty freaked out that this could even be, and at the same time I'm thinking, I don't know, I've heard this before, the other things, and it didn't help, it didn't work, and I kept watching your videos after that.
Okay. So you have a formal diagnosis of Meniere's.
I do.
From an ENT.
From an ENT.
Okay, did you have the MRI to rule out an
I had an
auditory?
MRI to check for tumors.
Okay.
I had...
What were the results of the MRI?
Ear tests. Clear, totally clear, yeah.
Okay.
Clear.
And then you had ear tests. Are we talking hearing tests?
Hearing tests, and then the pressure tests. I passed out. Like, I felt I would pass out during the pressure tests, and yeah, through a number of visits, they ruled out everything.
Okay. And when were you diagnosed with Meniere's?
Around 2013. Back when I could hear at that time. I still had my hearing.
Okay.
Never lost it.
So how much hearing have we lost, and in what ear?
I don't remember precisely, but my left ear, I am almost completely deaf. If I shut this ear, I can't hear what people are saying. I hear a lot of noise, but not words.
Okay. So what are your symptoms that led you to the Meniere's diagnosis? Like
Yeah, first symptom I ever had was pressure in my ear, like you're going through a tunnel, or like you're underwater, and you just can't get a clarity of hearing. And then shortly after, I got the tinnitus, but I have a squealing in my ear in addition to like a heartbeat pressure sound. So I can almost feel like I'm hearing my heartbeat. It's strange, but I have a definite squealing. So when I'm quiet, I can definitely hear that. So tinnitus, and then the loss of hearing came gradually.
Okay.
So I also have it started with I had loss of hearing, but then that one night I just had complete vertigo. It took me down. My head I couldn't get it out of this position. I'm spinning completely. And it was in the middle of the night, awake from sleep.
So what do you mean your head was stuck in that position? Meaning you had to leave it there, otherwise the vertigo got bad? Or you really couldn't move?
Right. It was possible to physically move it.
Okay. But
the vertigo was so severe that I felt pushed in this direction. Like my head was so heavy. It was so heavy. Every time I would try to lift it, and I had nausea, I would throw up.
You've listed all of the symptoms that kind of get paired with the diagnosis of Meniere's disease. Do you have any other symptoms that are also there that maybe you notice, maybe those symptoms get worse when the Meniere symptoms get worse too? Take me through that.
Oh, well, I never put two and two together until that video, but I definitely had neck problems. First, I couldn't even tell you how far back it went. It could be related. I used to crack my neck all the time. Just easily just crack, feel comfortable again, and I could never crack my neck after a certain, I don't even know when that started, within a few years. And then I couldn't, I felt like I always just had to, stretch my neck and rub my shoulder, and I didn't understand why I was having these neck issues. I also have sinus issues, so I don't think they're related, but I just could not get comfortable. My neck never is comfortable.
I see you touching the left side of your neck.
Yes.
It's mainly the neck
Yes.
left.
Yes, it's my left side, never my right.
So when you say you can never get your neck comfortable, does this translate into sleep? Like, does it take you a while to go to sleep? Can you get comfortable once you're in bed, or do you have to hit a certain position before you can go to sleep?
And I never thought about it, but I have to arrange the pillow now to keep my neck in a certain position, where I didn't have to do that before. I have to really prop it under. I mean, I'd just go to sleep, like anyone else on a pillow. I wouldn't care. But now I have to make sure it's directly under my neck. Otherwise I feel like it just doesn't feel right.
Do you travel with a pillow?
No, I don't.
Not there yet.
But I never feel like I sleep well when I travel.
Okay. Let me ask you, does it feel like when you bring your teeth together, do you have a repeatable bite where you can...
Yes.
Okay. You also checked off neck pain and headaches in the temples, sinus type, and shooting up from the back of the head.
Yeah.
Is that on both sides, or is that on one side?
I never really pay attention to its both sides. But yeah, it does feel pretty even, pretty symmetrical.
Okay.
And I have Chiari malformation that they have, and I always thought, well, that was related to that. But yeah, I definitely have it back here. I don't know if it's related to my neck or not.
Okay. And then where would you point as far as the headaches, like on your face? Where are those at?
Well, I mean, it's, I'm always having them here, really kind of far back, or behind my eyes. That's why I thought it was sinus.
Okay. Well, what we're going to do is I'm going to check your bite and see if, we can come up with anything, a reason why what it is that I do would benefit you. And then if there is, we'll do it. And then we'll check your bite afterwards, and we'll come back and see. Now, do you have a headache today?
I have not a headache. I have head pressure, but I always do.
Where is this pressure located?
I mean, right now I'm feeling a little bit behind my eyes, and right over here, just right over here.
Okay. What about the neck and shoulder on the left side?
Shoulder's okay today.
Okay.
But the neck definitely, always the neck. Oh, just pressure, not pain.
Yeah. Tension?
Just tight. Yes, thank you. Tension.
Stiffness. Okay.
Yes, always stiffness, always.
Okay. Do you have range of motion? Can you
Yeah.
go the same distance right and left?
I think so. Yeah, pretty much. But I mean, I start to feel pain right here when I do this.
Okay.
I have pain.
All right. Do you have any questions for me about this? What is it? What are we doing?
No, I've watched a lot of your videos.
Okay. All right. just had round 1 completed.
Okay.
Tell me what you notice when you bring the teeth together.
It's like totally comfortable, but I just know the difference from the last time. I always felt like I was doing it right, but I just felt like I had pressure, just tight. Like you said, a clench, the clenching. It was just so intense. But it was fine. It's all I ever knew.
Sure.
But now it's lighter. It feels so much lighter, and they're not coming together as strong in the back. You know, it's almost like the difference between making a muscle, making a fist, and then just closing your fist, just closing it.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Okay, fair to say that.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I don't want to put words in your mouth. What is that? What's going on
I
over
feel
there?
like you couldn't have possibly done that much. But
I didn't.
I don't have this. I just don't have that in my jaw right here. I don't have that tightness.
So the tightness that was coming down your jaw.
Yes.
Gone.
For real.
Okay. What about your neck? Move your neck around.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Still have a little bit of, right there, but not the pain. Oh my gosh. It's much easier to move around.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. See right here? Right, if I did this right now, I would have like this tremendous tightness. This is impossible. I can't believe this is possible.
Yeah, that's DTR. That's wonderful.
That's crazy.
So what you...
Just that immediate.
Well, yeah, and not everybody experiences
Right.
the immediate relaxation, right?
Right.
So
Wow. Sorry.
what you're experiencing is you've taken care of the trigeminal nerve inputs to the central nervous system. That's the difference between this therapy and other therapies. So it's going to be really interesting. Okay, we've already had a muscular release because you're reporting it to me.
Yes.
Plus, I can show you that I've actually measured it. If you look at this scan right here, look at the amplitude of these muscles.
Okay.
How much ink, so to speak, how thick these bands are versus like here.
Okay.
There's more white in between the bands.
Got it.
Right? That's because the muscles don't have to fire that hard to accomplish the same thing.
I'm blown away. Even though seeing other people go through this, I thought there's not much there's just not much that can be done about mine. I'm already feeling the lightness of this side of my face.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Well, and I wish you had this as an option presented to you before you had the shunt put in.
Yes, yeah.
Before you had over a decade worth of looking for an answer.
Yes.
Yeah. And this
I mean, you feel like what's the point of living in a lot of ways? Some of the symptoms.
Yeah.
Some of the things I want to do, I need to have my hearing, or I definitely can't be dizzy in the middle of the day, and
Sure.
it's debilitating. It's not a death sentence, but it feels like you're limited to anything you can do.
Quality of life goes down.
I mean, I'm not saying you fixed me 100%, but I'm sitting here feeling, I already feel a difference.
It's a hell of a
crazy.
first. It's a hell of a first appointment for sure.
Yes.
So before the other symptoms can be taken care of, you have to get the bite right. The muscles have to relax. So we're checking off boxes, right? So yeah, you're not done by any
Right,
stretch of the
okay.
imagination.
Right.
You've just had an immediate response to the therapy. That's great. So now we know, we don't have any doubt that the bite and how the PDL and the teeth get compressed is related to how the tension in some of your muscles. Like, we measured it, and you're telling me that subjectively, right?
Right.
Okay. So now we need time, we need a couple of visits to say, okay, well, how's she gonna sleep tonight?
Okay.
How quickly is she going to fall asleep? What's the quality of her sleep gonna be?
Right.
When she wakes up in the morning, is she gonna wake up pain-free? Is she
Right.
gonna have vertigo the next week? So a lot of this we can't answer until we've got some time behind us, but, you know, it's certainly,
That's crazy. That's already crazy.
it's certainly comforting, or knowing that kind of like some of this stuff is connected, and we're at least going forward. It's real easy to justify coming back when you've had a response like this.
Yeah.
Fair?
Yeah.
Okay. And there's teeth in your mouth I didn't even touch. Is that a fair statement?
Yes.
Okay. So this is
Yeah.
the difference between just this willy-nilly grinding without a computer versus very specific, very precise, computer-guided adjustments.
Yes.
Happy you came?
Yes. That's crazy. But I'm amazed. I'm amazed.
Well, yeah, I don't think you were expecting to have the results that you're having.
No. Especially
So-
like my neck and this. I can't tell you. You know this side of your face as a, you can always feel it. It's existing always like as this stress place. And I already just feel like it's lightened up. It's the craziest thing. I'm sorry. Blown away
That's okay.
by this. It feels like it should be a little thing, but it's not a little thing. It's not a little thing. Well, thank you.
Well, you're welcome.
Wow.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good.
How was yesterday and last night?
Yeah, it was, I took a nap. But when I woke up, I felt like my hearing was a little bit in stereo, which was a really weird feeling for me. It's not back. You know, I still have loss of hearing, but I started to hear things like kind of in and out of stereo. Have you ever heard, you know what I mean, when you're stereo? I don't know.
Sure.
It's strange. Because I'm only hearing out of this ear usually. But that was temporary. But I have like full range of my neck. My mouth is, that's still out. It's still totally relaxed. Hopefully
Sure.
that's the norm. Just really, yeah.
Okay. How did you sleep last night?
I don't sleep well in hotels, honestly.
Fair
But I, like, body-wise, I didn't have any pain, nothing like that in my neck.
Did it take you a long time to get to sleep?
Yeah, it usually does, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. How was eating?
That's funny, I didn't think about it. Yeah, it was fine. Like, I didn't notice anything abnormal with my chewing or anything like that. Still feel like my bite rests so easily. Like, I guess I was not aware that I was biting down so hard before, but I certainly was. Because I almost want to try to do that again. But then I realized I don't have to. It comes together perfectly. It doesn't feel strange. It just feels different and lighter.
Well, yeah,
It's
even
funny
if
that
you-
that feels good. It feels good to be lighter in the face. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
You do this all the time. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't have it done to me all the
Right,
time.
but you
like-
hear these stories, I'm sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So.
And the dizzy. I wasn't dizzy all day. I have a low level of dizziness. When I'm not having vertigo, I'm always dizzy. Like if my husband will speed in the car, I'll have a minute of catch up, or kind of a jerkiness in the car. Getting in and out of something and getting up and down, I'll have like a quick little dizziness. Doesn't make me fall, but I'm like, give me a second, And I didn't have that yesterday.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, very good. So, first 24 hours,
Yeah.
pretty good.
I'm pretty happy.
All right. So the vertigo, again, we're probably going to have to wait a little bit to see
sure.
how. You need a couple of weeks or even a month to evaluate. Okay, to what extent
Right.
is that come?
But my tinnitus, I still have it. Last night I noticed when I woke up this morning, it was so much quieter. I don't know if that's a thing. Maybe because the hearing. I don't know. So
That is
I
a
wanted to
thing.
mention that too.
It's very common that patients will say, "Well, my tinnitus is not gone, but it's not like roaring in my ear."
Yeah.
It's in fact, as time goes forward, a lot of times patients will report to me, "Yeah, the only time I really notice it is when it's quiet. I'm alone.
Yes.
I'm trying to take a nap,
Right.
or the house is quiet because the family's out doing something and I'm home."
And then you notice it, right?
Yeah, then you
Exactly
notice it.
it. That's
Yeah.
why when I noticed it when I woke up, I was the only one awake, and it was quieter. Because usually it's roaring.
All right. Well, excellent. So we're going to check your bite. We're going to just jump right in, do it today instead of all the things that we did yesterday.
Great.
and then we'll get you out of here.
Okay,